Okay guys, so if you hear any weird noise in the background, it would be this dog over here. You wanna say hi, champ? He has like a excessive panting problem. Just kidding. So if you hear a noise, that's what that is. Hi guys, my name is Jessica, and this is my channel, VT Gamer Girl 11, and this is going to be a different video than what's normally on my channel. I am probably going to start adding just a few videos on this channel about this, but this is kind of like my personal struggle slash story, and I thought maybe some of you guys could relate, or maybe some other people out there that are viewing this video can relate as well. I have what is called social anxiety and generalized anxiety disorder. And basically what that is you are scared of social situations, and pretty much it gives you a lot of anxiety to the point where it can literally like debilitate you and prevent you from doing normal everyday activities that other people take for granted. The reason why I'm bringing this up now is I just recently had a job interview which took tremendous, I have a video of that that'll probably be up for this one, but it took tremendous amount of like pressure and nerves and anxiety to go to this interview. And I literally, the night before and the whole day before, when I found out I had the interview the following morning, I had like so bad, my anxiety was so bad, you literally would have thought I had a flu. Like, I literally had flu-like symptoms. I felt like throwing up, I couldn't get out of bed, my stomach was in knots, it was just like horrible. Then, in the morning of the interview, which I'm not going to go through this whole story because I did a separate video of it, but basically I forced myself up and I forced myself to go, and now I got the job. But now I have even more anxiety because of what the job is. It's an after-school program, so don't ask me why somebody that has social anxiety decided they wanted to be in an after-school program. I don't know, it's just something personally I've always wanted to do, was to work in like such a, it's not Head Start, but like, I've always wanted to work in a program like Head Start. That's not where I'm working, but I'm just using that as an example. But like, that's basically what I am doing, and I've always wanted to do that, but my social anxiety and my generalized anxiety disorder has always held me back from that. So that's like a big step for me to be, I'm sorry, hand movements, I don't know if it's a social phobia thing or not, but I do this a lot, so sorry. But that's a big step for me, but now I'm like really, really scared. My job starts on Monday, and it's a very long day on Monday. It's 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night in a school. Don't really know what it entails yet. I'm not going to really know. Like, that's not really technically, it's the first day, but it's not like a normal first day. My normal first day will be the following day, and then I'll be working Monday through Friday for basically 6 hours a day. And it's very stressful for me, just because of my social anxiety. Little things scare me. Like, let me tell you what scares me. Okay, you're dealing with kids that are K through 5. So, you've got to be like a disciplinarian, but in a nice way. And I just don't, sorry, my dog just jumped on my bed and shook the camera. I'm not a mean person, like, at all. It's, like, hard for me to be mean to anybody, which is a good thing when you're working with kids, but you also have to be able to be, like, strict when you need to be, and I feel like I'm gonna have a problem with that. Like, if the kid starts talking too much, or not listening, or, like, you know, poking another kid or something like that, I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to just say something simple that anybody else would be able to say, like, stop poking Jimmy, or, you know, whoever. or you're gonna have a timeout. Like, just simple stuff like that stresses me out having to say, even to like a kid. And then the fact that there's gonna be only 3 teachers, I believe. It might just be 2, but I think it's supposed to be 3 teachers at our site. And there's gonna be like anywhere between like 40 to 70 kids probably. And you kind of like split them up. There's supposed to be like a ratio of 18 children to 1 staff member. So that scares me. Uh, just simple things like having to take attendance and calling out their names, that scares me. Just because I've always been the type of kid in school that would avoid like the first day, and I mentioned this in my other video, because they would go around and go, "Oh, introduce yourself." And I just could never do that. Like, my heart would just pound out of my chest, and I would get sweaty palms, and I would literally get that like flight or fright response, which up until a couple of days ago, I would always take off. And I majored in psychology, so, you know, I learned a lot about kids, and I've also learned a lot about anxiety, and what I have. And, well, I'm a major in psychology and a minor in sociology, so all of that combined together helped me learn a lot about kids and my anxiety. But, like, I just feel like I'm not prepared for this. I feel like I took too big of a step. Like, I feel like I should have took a smaller step before getting to this point. So I kind of feel like I'm throwing myself into the fire, because I haven't had a job where you actually go into a place since 2011, and it's 2016, so 5 years ago. And that was working at a bookstore, and basically it was like working in the textbook department, so we just like stocked shelves most of the time, so you really didn't deal with the public as much. I mean, you dealt with the public and you dealt with students and stuff like that, but you also dealt with putting textbooks on the shelf. Basically, it was getting the students' textbooks, putting textbooks on the shelf, and checking people out, which wasn't as stressful to me, but this just seems like it's a lot more pressure. Like, there's a lot more, I have like a book over here of everything that I've got to go through. It's a lot more pressure of like what you have to do. Like, you have like basically a 90-day probation period, and you have to prove yourself in a 90-day probation period. And that scares me too, because I feel like I'm going to be too shy, or people aren't going to like me, which is another social anxiety thing. I'll do a whole different video on what social anxiety is, probably in the same outfit after this video. But, like, you would think from watching me on YouTube videos at times, like, you might not notice it, just because I've always been fine talking to a camera, because a camera is like a person, and, I mean, a camera is not a person, it's like a screen that's like blocking you from the world, to me. Like, that's how I see it. So I'm more comfortable with it. Plus, it's in your own setting, in your own house. So, you know, it's nothing to be scared of. And a lot of you guys are probably not going to really understand it if you don't have it yourself. But if anybody does that's watching this video, please list below your experiences with work, with social anxiety, how your life's been affected by it. I'm going to do a whole different video on that. Basically, I've struggled with this ever since I was a kid, but I didn't know what it was until I was college aged. So, it was 2008, I think, when I got diagnosed with it. So it's been, 8 years that I've had it, both generalized anxiety and social anxiety disorder, that I've been diagnosed with it. But I'm pretty sure I've had it since I was a kid, because I remember ever since I was in like kindergarten and first grade, I could not public speak. Like, I couldn't do presentations. I would always avoid presentations, elementary school through college. College, I actually had a disability form where I didn't have to do presentations, and I didn't have to take a foreign language because of my social anxiety. So, like, that helped me a lot. If it wasn't for that, I never would have probably been able to graduate from college. Sorry, my dog jumped off the bed again. I never would have been able to graduate from college, because they would have, like, forced you to do the presentation. And basically, what most of my teachers did was either write a paper instead, or do a presentation, but do it on a video, and then play the video to the class majority of the time when I wasn't there, because I wasn't comfortable being there and showing the video to the class. That's another story that I could bring up if you guys want to hear it from. That was actually a positive experience. one time, but I like, this basically just debilitates my life. And I know a lot of people say I look younger than this, but I'm 30. So it's like, oh, not 30, I'm 29. I basically claim I'm 30 to prepare myself for being 30. But I'm not 30 for another, what is this month? August, September, October, November, December. 6 months from now, I will be 30. So I'm trying to prepare myself early, but at the same time enjoying while I'm still in my 20s. But what I'm getting at is that I'll be 30 and, you know, I feel like I got to get my life on track. So I'm like trying to push myself harder to get to that point. But then at the same time, my social anxiety is like holding me back. So you feel like you get to a point and you try to get to that point for so long that you should be happy. Like, I should be happy I got a job. But instead of being happy, and my anxiety was like, let's say, this is my anxiety for the interview. This is my anxiety for the second interview. This is my anxiety way off the chart for getting the job. So it's like it gets worse and worse and worse instead of better. Like, it should be better because I got the job now. It should be like less stressful to a normal person. They should be happy. Not me. Me, it's more stressful. I'm actually kind of more depressed in all honesty and more stressed out. I've got stress headaches. My stomach's killing me. I also have what's called gastritis, which is, which decides it wants to kind of act up when I'm talking. Which is inflammation of the stomach, and that occurs mainly when I have bad anxiety and when I'm stressed out. My stomach will start up, it'll get inflamed, it'll make me sick, and then I have to deal with that on top of anxiety at the same time, which is not fun. So I've been having all kinds of physical symptoms. I literally, hardly can sleep. Emotionally, I'm just like a wreck right now, trying to figure out if I should try to get out of this, or if I should just go with it. I'm afraid if I go with it, and then find that it's not the right thing for me, and I quit early, I feel like everybody's going to judge me, because I haven't had a job going into public for 5 years now. So, it's, very stressful in many different ways. But I want to, I'm making this video because, one, I feel like my subscribers should know, my personal side. Not every YouTuber wants their subscribers to know their personal side, but I prefer that my subscribers do know my personal side, because you're watching my channel. It's me. You see me all the time. You might as well know, my personal self, my personal struggles. And I say that because you guys really do help me a lot. It's kind of hard to make friends when you have social anxiety, because you can't, it's hard for you to just make eye contact with people, nonetheless talk to people that you don't know. So going to, social events and stuff like that, it's hard. So I literally have, one friend, that's, actually, in the real world, not on YouTube world. So, let's just say it's really hard to make friends when you have social anxiety. If anybody else experiences that has social anxiety, if you're looking for a friend, comment me below. We can get together somehow through, a message or something. We can talk. It'd be nice to have another friend that has the same thing, that can understand me, because one thing when you have social anxiety is, this is going to be an extremely long video, and I'm sorry because I talk too much on these videos, but social anxiety is nobody understands it unless you have it. They can claim they understand it, or they can claim that they try to understand it, but in reality, you don't understand it unless you have it. And it's people can understand having anxiety, but social anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, both of those are completely different than having normal anxiety. A lot of people just think it's, oh, you're shy, and it's not. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves. When people go, oh, you're just shy, get over it. You can't just get over it. It doesn't work that way. And sorry if I sound like I'm coming off a little harsh, but really personally, that affects me a lot when people tell me that, because it's not you're shy. That's a whole different level from being you're shy to social anxiety. So, and then people think that you're lazy, and that you're just not doing anything with your life because you're lazy, and in reality is you technically have a mental disorder, but it's not technically classified as a mental disorder, or people don't see it as a mental disorder. It's not a disability or anything. It might be a disability for some people, but it's not, where I'm at, it's not even considered a disability. It's oh, you have anxiety, okay, so does everybody else. Like, they don't see it as debilitating enough to even be a disability. Neither, like, would I want it to be, because I would never want to be on disability unless I had to be, but, like, I feel like everybody judges people for things, and they don't look at their own life. Like, they have problems themselves, but they don't see it in themselves, and they have to judge other people and project onto other people to make themselves feel better. That's a psychology term. I can't talk. Psychology term. It didn't help that I grew up with a stepfather that absolutely hated me, called me a demon child since I was like 2, and then married my mother when I was 8. I've never known my biological father. I've only met him like 1 or 2 times, and basically my stepfather just always hated me, always treated me like crap. And when you have social anxiety and generalized anxiety disorder, that makes it even worse. When you have nobody behind you to give you confidence, and you have to rely on yourself on confidence, it doesn't work, because you need support really bad when you have social anxiety, because your personal self... I'm sorry, my dogs are playing over here with each other, and it's really loud. But when you're relying on yourself to give you confidence, that doesn't work with social anxiety, because people with social anxiety do not have confidence in themselves. Like, we constantly think every time people are looking at us, what are they judging us for? What are they, Nala, can we not, please? What are they saying about us? You know, do I look okay? What's going on? You guys, my dogs over here are psychotic. But they do keep me somewhat sane, even though they're psychotic themselves. If it wasn't for these animals, I honestly don't know what I would do. But yeah. So, I'm going to stop rambling on, because it's basically the same thing. But I'm going to be making more videos about social anxiety, so if you guys are interested in that, this is a gaming channel mainly. I'm also going to be putting figures on this channel, like figurines that I get, and blind bags on this channel. But if you guys do have social anxiety, I will be making more social anxiety videos. So if you want to subscribe for that reason, that'd be great. Again, if you want to comment below, if you want to chat, if you don't have like hardly any friends, you need somebody to chat to that can relate, that has social anxiety, that actually understands it, please let me know in the comment section below. I will get back to you. I would love to talk to you. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please leave your advice in your comments below. Leave a like for support. And thank you guys for this video. Thank you guys for this video. Really? Okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. And everybody have a great day. Guys, my name... Excuse you. Are we done trying to get in the spotlight? Can we get off the bed now, please? Thank you. A little pain in the butts. You and you. Who was a troublemaker in this video? Were you a troublemaker in this video? Do you not want to even look at the screen? Nala. Were you getting in trouble? Champ. Are you getting in trouble? Champ. 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 Okay, fine. Be like that.